Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today, with our periodic table, we're not going to be actually talking anything new about it. Today, we are going to be updating your guys' periodic table. The periodic table is a tool. It's a tool to help us understand all the different types of atoms in the universe. And we understand when we have this organized tool, we can start to understand the relationship between different atoms. All right, the understanding that hydrogen will react with oxygen in a very specific way. That oxygen will bond to two different hydrogens to make a neutral water molecule. We know that a lot of times based on where they're set up on the periodic table. And so what we're going to be doing today, the focus of today is not something new. It's about updating that black and white, very simple looking periodic table I gave you guys. All right, to hopefully look a little bit more like mine. All right, in fact, actually, hopefully even by the end of the end of the second update, it'll be even better looking than mine. So we're going to go do a couple updates here. So today we're going to talk about we're going to update your periodic tables with the number, the periods, the groups, the different states of matter, and we'll talk a little bit about where we separate the metals, non-metals, with the metalloids. All right, those are going to be kind of the focus of what we're going to be doing today. So what I need you to do right now is make sure you have out your periodic table right in front of you, the one I gave you in class. Don't have it, you need to print it out. It'll be on Schoology, or find another copy and come back and do this video as soon as possible. I'll pause a second while you get that out. Go ahead. Okay, you got it? Okay, so let me take you over to the screen over here, which has what your periodic table looks like, and we're going to do our first authorized updates. By authorized updates is we're going to be updating our tool, our periodic table. All right, because I want you to be able to use it in class. But there are certain things I want you to update and some things I don't think you need to update. So it's not just a big answer key. It's just about what type of calculator are you allowed to use in math class, or similar to that. So I'm going to talk about the things you're going to do. Now, if you can't read every single letter on here, that's fine. All right, I'm going to be talking out loud, and we're really going to be writing mostly around the outside and things that are very big picture you guys will be able to see. Of course, anytime if I'm going too fast, just pause it, catch up, or go back, and then make sure it's updated. In the end, you're going to be submitting a picture of your updated periodic table, so make sure you have a good job. You do a good job of this. All right, so first things first, on our periodic table, this is what it should look like the day I gave it to you guys. First things first, like you should do anything, just put your name on. You always put your name on the things that you have and are presenting. All right. So I would suggest doing it in the top right corner. If you want to do it somewhere else, that's fine. We're just going to be kind of adding a lot to this page, and I just know that there's going to be space here in the end. All right. So I got Mr. Richardson there. All right. One of the first things we talked about is how we organize these by rows and columns. All right, we are going to update our periodic table with those now. All right, so we know that the periods are the rows. They go in this direction, so I'm going to write on this side over here, I'm going to write periods. We know that they go that way. All right, see how I wrote periods right there? Hopefully I'm on my video here. There we go. Periods. All right. Then I'm going to label them. Here's the first row. All goes all the way across here. All right. Here's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I will say real quick, we're going to add more stuff over here on this column. I'm writing really big because I'm trying to make sure you guys can see. We're going to write actually one more thing over here going forward. One of our, probably update 3 on this here. So there's our periods. Next, we know that there are groups. We know that groups go up and down. Groups are families. The elements in the same groups share similar properties. All right. We have 18 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 17, and 18. There's 18 groups. So I can talk about the elements that are in group 15 or group 11 or group 4, all right? But the elements in groups 3 through 12 were also known as the group B elements. They're ones that we're not going to be focusing too much in this class. That's more of a chemistry topic because their chemistry is a little bit trickier. The group A elements have a little bit more simple chemistry. Once we understand those, then you can do these ones that makes a little bit more sense. So we're going to start with the building blocks here. We're going to just talk about the group A elements. And those group A ones we can rename as well. So group 1 is also known as, because it's the first group A element, or elements, the first group of the group A elements. We call that 1A. 2 is also known as 2A. Then we skip over the valley. 13 is the third group A elements. So it's also known as 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, 8A. All right, so group 18 and group 8A are the same thing. All right, helium is group 8A. All right, it is also a group 18 element. All right, so those are our groups and our periods. All right, now let's talk a little bit about when we separated the metals and the non-metals. I'm not going to label every one of those. That's actually going to be in your next update. You're going to be color coding the metals, the non-metals, and the metalloids. All I want to do today is, like on my periodic table, when I showed you guys in the video, I have this big, thick black staircase that separates where the metalloids are, that separates the metals and the non-metals. I want to draw that today. So this is where we do it. All right, you might want to do this in pencil first, just in case you mess up. All right, it's going to start from underneath boron, which is number 5. We're going to draw a thick line. And then you're going to go down between aluminum and silicon. You're going to start drawing a staircase. All right. Again, pause it if you need it to kind of look at what I'm doing. Make sure you're catching up and doing it right. It should be going between antimony and tellurium, between polonium and actinium, and all the way down. All right. Gonna have this one. There's our staircase. All right, that's going to represent what the metalloids are. I also want to draw one more staircase or one more line. I want to draw it right here because remember, these are metals. That's a non-metal, hydrogen. So I'm going to draw that line to separate it. All right. So now we're going to do the last one. Last one's about the states of matter. On my periodic table, I have different color letters. Blue, red, and black. Most of them are black because most elements at room temperature are solids. I don't want to indicate a solid on every single one of these because the vast majority of them already are. And so what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to label the liquids and the gases. If I'm able to label, or if it's not a liquid, it's not a gas, that means it's a solid. So if I just label one of the other two, I can infer which the other ones are. All right, and to do that, I'm going to draw little dots. All right, so let's start. I'm just going to put a little dot in the corner, and I'm going to use red. I'm going to use red. So if you have a colored pencil, get a color pencil out. All right, you're going to need some colors in this one here. You can technically pick any color. Just make sure we're going to label it down here too. All right. I'm going to put a little red dot in the top corner of the elements that are a gas at room temperature. So I'll kind of list through them. We'll do N for nitrogen. I'm going to put a little red dot next to the 7. Nitrogen. O for oxygen, another red dot in the corner. Fluorine. F. Chlorine, Cl right below it. Right. All of group 8A. All of the noble gases, all of 18 or 8A. Those are all gases. And then there's one more. It is a non-metal that is not with the other non-metals. That is hydrogen. All right, with that said, now we can go to the two that are liquid. Mercury, which is in the group B, it's number 80, Hg. I'm going to put a little blue dot. Oh, I got to label it. I got to make a key for this in a second. The other one is number 35, bromine. Put a little blue dot. All right, so in my key, I'm going to make a little key down here. I'm going to say anything with a red dot, all right, is a gas at room temperature. All right, you don't have to write it super big like I am. I'm just drawing it big because I'm trying to make sure you guys can see it. In the blue dot is a liquid at room temp. It's important to say room temperature on that one. Okay. I believe this is somewhat what your periodic table should look like at this point. If it doesn't look similar, that means you need to go back and you need to fix something. All right, rewatch the video. Otherwise, you're going to be submitting this updated one to me so we can see that yours is up. I can check it off to make sure yours is up to date. Otherwise, this video has definitely gone long enough. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Good luck. And may the science be with you. Bye.